Good morning, students. Greatest Nigerian students. Greatest Nigerian students. Articulate Nigerian students. So my name is Akinjo Temitope Ibel. I'm a member of the Sustainable Development Groups and a climate justice advocate. So I'll be talking on climate crisis and ecosystem degradation in Nigeria. Having said all about climate change, I think you have the full understanding of climate change now. Yes or no? We have the full understanding of climate change. You know, at the point in time it's raining, at the point in time it's dry. Are we aware? Which of the climatic season are we now? Rainy season. Yeah, so that is it. So to avoid total infractions and further damages to the climate, the clamor for climate justice and defending our ecosystem becomes important. How many of us know that we contribute to the amount of rain that falls every year? How many of us know here? How many of us have heard about the ozone layer? The ozone layer. So how many of us have heard that we contribute to the damage of this ozone layer most times? You are aware of that, right? So those are some of the effects, those are some of the crises that we cause to the climate. So to date, Nigeria suffers from various implications of climate changes in our economy, agriculture, fresh water, forestry, human health, sanitation, disasters, migration, and human settlement and energy. Now, what am I trying to say is that a change in climate, which oftentimes what it causes is higher than the one caused by nature. So these changes happen as a result of some human activities. I will be building on what my two colleagues have said. So climate crisis contains all human contribution, all effects of human contributions to the falling in greenhouse gases, which in return causes change to our climate, order, and change the ecosystem. Now, I will be talking on how we contribute to climate changes and ecosystem degradation. The first one is burning of fossil fuels and carbon into the air. How many of us know that the smoke that goes to the climate affects the climate? How many of us knows that? How many of us know that? Now, when we burn carbons, the carbons affect the greenhouse gases and in return determine the number of rain that fall every year. Are you with me? Yes. Now, how many of us know that the rain that falls go from the ground? How many of us know? We've all heard about evaporation, right? So you'll see that there are some flowing particles from the ground to the sky. Are we aware? So the high the heat of the sun to the ground, the more the tendencies of high rainfall in a particular year. Are you getting me? So if the sun is shining so bright and the sun in a dry season is so high that it hits the ground level to an extent, it increases the number of, or the rate at which the rain will fall. And we all know the implication of excess rain, don't we? It causes flood. Are we aware? It causes the expansion of ocean banks. Who would agree with me that we have oceans across all Nigerians, most especially the southern part of Nigeria. In the northern part of Nigerians, it causes droughts, dryness, and all the likes. And we all know the implications of flood. Do you know the implications of flood? One, it makes people homeless. Are we aware of that? to a situation whereby the sea or the ocean is flowing beyond its banks and affecting humans. So burning of coal and minerals. The first speaker spoke about the Industrial Revolution. How many of us know what the Industrial Revolution means? Now you would know that before the advent of machines, most especially heavyweight machines, our father in the olden days, they have their own local way of getting everything done. If they want to go to anywhere, they trek, but now we are using cars that burn carbons. How many of us know that the smoke that comes out of the car is causing carbon, and the carbon is destroying the ozone layer, which is part of the greenhouse gases. Are we aware? So now you see, aside that, we have to control the carbon that we burn. So 2 is the creation of the ozone layer, like I've said. Now automobiles are combustion, which pollutes the air. So the sky or the climate gets heat as a result of the carbon that it emits. You will believe with me that we breathe on what? We breathe in oxygen, right? And we breathe out what? Carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is one major thing that affects the greenhouse gases. So, and you also believe with me that the grasses, the trees, and the forests around us emit carbons. Are you aware of that? They emit carbon. But when I and you, when we take cutlasses to this forest and we cut those trees, what other thing will emit the carbon? Nothing other than to just penetrate into the climate, and its return affects our life. So I'm charging every one of us that we should reduce unnecessary falling of trees. When we get to our various houses, when we meet our friends, let us tell them to what? To avoid unnecessary falling of trees. And in case of its inevitability, you cut one and plant what? You cut one and plant 2. So that when the carbons that we are breathing out and the ones that comes from vehicle and heavy weight machines will be emitted by those trees. Are you all with me? So I'm also to talk on what we have been doing to curtail the effects of climate change, which is the climate crisis. And the first thing we have been doing is that we have been sensitizing people on how to minimize carbon burning. How to minimize carbon burning. So we have been telling people, meeting with people, that unnecessary burning of things. And you will believe with me that in the Western world, I believe it's coming to our country very soon. You see, they don't use car that brings out smoke again. How many of us are aware of that? How many of us are aware? They don't use car that bring out smoke. They use electric car. Are you aware of that? Yeah. Now, the advent of that is just to save the carbon that we produce. How many of us are aware of the advent of solar panel as a means of electricity supply now? How many of us have seen a solar panel once? Using solar to generate electricity. There will be light without generator. So all the advent of these things is to what? Is to curtail and to avert the negative effects of climate changes. So we have been doing that. We have been sensitizing people on carbon burning. And 2, we have also been sensitizing people on plantation of trees to redeem our collapsing forest. Now when you plant tree, the tree emits the carbon that we breathe out, the one that comes out from vehicles and others. So the tree will be there to safeguard what? To safeguard our greenhouse gases from collapsing. Because the more danger will cause to the greenhouse gases, the more tendencies for high rain in a particular year.
And the third one is that we have been advising various industries and how to tap energy from the sun. Are you with me? I told you that the as heavy the sun is to the ground, so as water gets evaporated and increases the level of rainfall in a particular year. So if we are tapping our light, our electricity from the sun, it reduces the effect of the sun on us. Are we getting me? Now, for instance, we are using a solar means of generating electricity in this compound. Now, the effect of the sun on us will be reduced because some of the effect are some of the tenacity of the sun will be shared by the solar panel that is serving us electricity. So we have been advising industries and home to go into that, and also the burning of carbons. Yes, industries can also avoid burning of excessive carbon. And how do we do that? How do we be of help to that? Is that we recycle our used things. What did I say? We recycle our used things. When I got here, I observed something. I observed some of my friends and colleagues here. You were drinking minerals from the bottle. Yeah. So as soon as you finish drinking the mineral, where did you drop the bottle? No, the bottle. You return it. The bottle will be what? Will be recycled. So they'll fill the bottle with another mineral and you drink them another day. Is that also? So unlike when we dispose plastics and all the likes, and the disposition of all these things causes what? Causes an effect to the greenhouse gases. So we have always encouraged people to reuse and recycle their things. Because the bottle that you are seeing, the energy that was put in place to get it produced, some of the energy affects the greenhouse gases. Some of them, when you get to the industry, you will see. How many of us have gotten to an industry, a big industry before? You will see there is something like a space where like fire is burning. It will be burning so heavy. So thank you, it will be black. It's because flame. So when you are reducing and when you are recycling your used things, it reduces everything that is put together in producing them. And the fourth one is to protect our various water by avoiding dropping of refuse inside the rivers. Some of us, we are fond of dropping refuse inside the rivers, which in turn affects we in the society. The number of garbage, because the number of refuse has an effect on the greenhouse gases, like I said, and in return increases the sun rates, and the sun rates on Earth increases the what? Increases downpour, which is rain. And the fifth thing that we've been doing is bush clearing. We've been advising people to adopt bush clearing and natural means of enriching the soil instead of chemical composition and pesticides. You will see that these days we don't use cutlasses and hoes to cut our bushes again. Although bush and weeds are inevitable, we have to clear them. Are we aware of that? But then we have been adopting the use of chemicals, which these chemicals kill so many things that emit our carbons in the soil. So the last one is that climate change or climate crisis is a threat to everyone's life, everyone's health, and all areas of man's life. And this climate crisis can only be fought by every one of us. You would believe with me that from our discussions, we have been saying we are the cause of what? We are the cause of climate change. We are the cause of the excessive rainfalls. We are the cause of ocean getting full beyond its banks. We are the cause of the inadequacies in crop productions by all our activities on the climate. So in that regard, we have to protect our climate, we have to guide it judiciously and avoid anything that can damage the greenhouse gases, so that we are going to live peacefully and so that we are going to live so well in an environment. So can we all say this together? I will safeguard the climate. I will safeguard the climate. I will ensure I contribute my quota to climate crisis. I will ensure I protect our climate and do not contribute to the falling of climate. Yes, together we can fight climate crisis, and together we can fight the effects of climate change on us. So as we are going home, meet a friend, tell your friend that they told us about the effect of climate change, and if you are not remembering anything, remember that the number of carbon we produce, we should minimize it. We should minimize unnecessary falling of trees, which is deforestation. You understand? So we can all fight and we can all have a peaceful community and society. So thank you so much.